sure to win.
Zilo and Pax, two little whirlwinds of wonder, 5 and 4 years old, on a mission to explore everything. Zilo, the big brother with brave ideas and wild curiosity. Pax, the clever sidekick with a heart as big as his imagination. They build block towers taller than themselves, race toy cars across the living room floor, and draw worlds where cats fly and trees talk. They ask big questions like, why do grown-ups drink coffee? And can we be astronauts today? Whether they're learning why the moon follows them home, figuring out how to fix a broken toy, or discovering what honesty really means after a cookie jar incident, every day is a new episode in their growing world. They fall, they laugh, they argue, they hug, they learn to share, to say sorry, to stand tall, and to be kind, even when it's hard. They play dress up, splash in puddles, turn couch cushions into rocket ships, and pretend the backyard is a jungle full of treasure. Through it all, Zilo and Pax remind us that life's greatest stories often start small. This is childhood, loud, messy, magical. This is Zilo and Pax. Let the adventure begin.
Hold up, ba-bo-da-da, ba-ba-bo-da-da, ba-ba-bo-da-da, ba-ba-da-da. Grab your toys and books from the floor. We're going on a cleanup tour. Stack it high and pile it neat. This adventure's such a treat. Ba-ba-da-da. Clean up, let's go play. Make it shiny bright today. Zoom, zoom, zap, when the run. Cleaning's never been this fun. Ba-ba-da-da. Race the socks to the laundry bin. Brother, sister, team, let's win. Blocks and cars are zooming fast. Scooping them up can be a blast. Ta-ba-da-da. Clean up, let's go play. Make it shiny bright today. Zoom, zoom, zap, and the run. Cleaning's never been this fun. Ba-ba-da-da. Every drawer and every space, let's put each thing in its place. Treasure found, gold coins to spare. Adventure's done, now the room's prepared. Ba-ba-da-da. Clean up, we're all done. What a race, that sure was fun. High five, shout hooray, hurrah. Clean up champs, that's what we are. Ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da.
It started with a balloon, just a red one. Round, shiny, a bit wobbly in the wind. Zilo bopped it into the air. Uppy, he shouted. Pax bopped it right back. Uppy again. And just like that, the game was on. The rules were simple. Keep the balloon in the air. No letting it touch the ground. Ever. They ran through the living room jungle, diving over couch mountains and crawling under table caves. Uppy! Uppy! Boing, bop, whack. The balloon danced like it had its own silly brain. Then came the wind. A big whoosh through the open window. The balloon flew higher, higher, too high. Pax leapt, missed. Zilo jumped, missed. They chased it down the hallway, into the backyard, arms waving, giggling, slightly panicking. Don't let it go! I'm trying. Then, whoosh! The balloon floated up, and kept going. Past the tree, past the roof, into the sky. The boys stopped running, stared up, quiet. Uppy's gone, said Pax, a little voice. Zilo looked at him. Yeah, but it was the best Uppy ever. Then Zilo grabbed a leaf, tossed it in the air. "Uppy leaf," Pax laughed, grabbed another. "Uppy rock," thunk. "Ow!" They cracked up, rolling on the grass, chasing leaves and socks and whatever the wind would take. Sometimes things float away. But what really matters is how you played while it lasted.
Welcome back to the world of Zilo and Pax, where every day is a new adventure. The backyard stretched out before them, full of grass, trees, and endless possibilities. Suddenly, floating down from the tallest tree, they spotted it, a golden leaf, shimmering in the sun. With a shout of excitement, they raced to be the first to catch it. Zilo hopped on his scooter, Pax grabbed his toy car, and whoosh, the great backyard race began. They zoomed around muddy puddles, dashed past tiny hills, and laughed louder than the wind itself. At last, they both reached the golden leaf. At the very same time, they each grabbed it, and tugged, and pulled, until, oh no, the leaf floated right back into the air. Zilo and Pax looked at each other, and then burst out laughing. They knew just what to do. They would find 2 golden leaves, one for each of them. Working together, they raced across the grass, pointing and laughing, hunting for the shiniest leaves they could find. At last, with 2 golden leaves in their hands and smiles even bigger than before, Zilo and Pax celebrated their great adventure. Because sometimes, winning feels great, but sharing the fun feels even greater. And that's how Zilo and Pax turned 1 golden leaf into a backyard full of treasure. One bright and breezy afternoon, Zilo and Pax were ready for adventure. Thanks for playing with Zilo and Pax today. See you next time for more fun and discovery.
Zilo and Pax had a very important mission. Today they were delivering a giant jiggly jelly cake to Grandma's house, all by themselves. They packed the jelly cake carefully into their red toy wagon. It wobbled side to side, but Zilo gave it a nod. "Ready for transport," he said seriously. Pax giggled and gave a little salute. The sun was shining, and off they went down the driveway. Zilo pulled the wagon up front while Pax pushed from behind. They zoomed forward with excitement. The jelly bounced like a trampoline with every bump. But just as the sidewalk ended, Zilo threw up his hand like a traffic officer. "Stop!" he shouted. Pax froze, his toes just inches from the street. The wagon screeched to a halt, and the jelly nearly flipped. Zilo turned and said, "What do we do at the road, Pax?" Pax's eyes went wide. "We stop. We look. We listen." "Exactly," said Zilo. They both stood tall at the edge of the sidewalk, not a toe on the street. Zilo looked left. Pax looked right. Then they both looked left again. Their ears perked up, listening closely. All was quiet, until, whoosh! A bicycle zipped by out of nowhere. The breeze made Pax's shirt flap and the jelly cake wobble again. "That's why we wait," said Zilo with a nod. When it was safe, they held hands and walked carefully across the crosswalk, one slow step at a time, with the wagon trailing behind. Finally, they made it to Grandma's. She opened the door with a big smile. "You boys delivered it safely, and you followed all the road safety rules." Zilo and Pax stood proudly, the jelly cake still jiggling happily in the wagon. And from that day on, they never forgot the rules that kept them safe. Stop, look, listen. Because even the best jelly cake delivery needs a smart and careful plan. It was a sunny afternoon, and Zilo and Pax were playing outside in their backyard. Their mom had just told them it was time to come inside for lunch, but Zilo had a mischievous idea. "Pax," he whispered, "what if we had a snack before lunch?" Pax's eyes sparkled. "You mean a secret snack?" he asked eagerly. "Exactly," Zilo said with a grin. "We'll sneak into the kitchen, grab the cookies, and no one will know. We'll be snack ninjas." Pax hesitated for a moment. "But what if we get caught?" he asked, unsure. "We won't get caught," Zilo assured him. "We'll be super sneaky." The two tiptoed into the house, moving quietly like spies. Zilo led the way into the kitchen, and they carefully opened the cookie jar. Zilo grabbed a cookie and Pax followed, holding one in his hand. They were just about to sneak back out when they heard a sound. The door creaked. "Oh, oh," Zilo whispered, his heart racing. "Mom!" Without thinking, Zilo shoved his cookie into his mouth, cheeks puffing up like a chipmunk. Pax followed suit, but he couldn't help giggling. Crumbs falling everywhere. Mom's voice echoed from the other room. "What are you two doing in here?" Zilo froze, his mouth still full of cookie. He quickly swallowed and turned to Pax, who was nervously wiping crumbs off his shirt. Zilo looked at his little brother and then at the cookie jar. "I guess we should have asked first," he said, his voice quieter. Pax nodded, a little embarrassed. "Yeah, we didn't mean to sneak around." Zilo looked at their mom and took a deep breath. "We just wanted a cookie, but we should have been honest about it." "I'm sorry," Pax agreed, giving a small smile. "Next time, we'll ask first." Zilo gave Pax a high five. Honesty wins. With that, Zilo and Pax went to their mom, and they all enjoyed the cookies together, laughing about their sneaky adventure. It was a rainy afternoon, and Zilo and Pax were stuck inside. Zilo flopped onto the couch with a sigh. "I'm bored," he groaned. Pax peeked out from behind a pillow. "Let's build a fort," he said excitedly. Zilo's eyes lit up. "Yeah, a mega fort!" They raced around the living room, grabbing blankets, cushions, and chairs. Zilo tried to drape a giant blanket by himself, but it kept sliding off the chair. Pax tried stacking pillows into a wall, but they kept falling over with a flop. Zilo frowned. "This is too hard." Pax pouted. "We can't do it." They sat on the floor, feeling stuck. Then Zilo had an idea. "Wait, what if we build it together?" Zilo held the chair while Pax tucked the blanket over it. Pax stacked the pillows while Zilo steadied them. Little by little, the fort grew bigger and stronger. At last, they crawled inside their masterpiece, cozy and dry, while the rain tapped on the windows. They high-fived, giggling. "This is the best fort ever," said Pax. Zilo grinned. "Teamwork rocks." As the rain poured outside, Zilo and Pax played inside their magical fort. Warm, happy, and proud they built it together.
Red means stop, green means go, yellow says slow down real low. Lights and signs are there to say, let's stay safe every day. Stop, look, listen close, use your eyes and ears the most. Hold a hand and take your time, step by step it's crossing time. Stand on the sidewalk, nice and still. Wait for the road to be safe and chill. Look left, look right, then left once more. Now it's safe, let's cross the floor. Stop, stop, look, listen close, use your eyes and ears the most. Hold a hand and take your time, smart and safe is always fine. Stand on the sidewalk, nice and still. Wait for the road to be safe and chill. Look left, look right, then left once more. Now it's safe, let's cross the floor. Stop, look, listen close, use your eyes and ears the most.